This is Cam White, and I'm at the Magic Platform Show in Las Vegas, and I'm here with Joe Campisi, Marketing Director for GoLite Footwear. And I just came across this booth, and they have a very unique technology for active outdoor use. Joe, tell me about the GoLite technology and what makes it so unique.
All right, Cam, well, there's two major things. One of them we call soft against the ground.
Okay.
Soft against the ground gives you stability and shock absorption by actually reversing where the soft part of the shoe is. If you look at this platform, this is harder. Underneath between the outsole and the midsole is a softer area, and that allows the outsole to actually push into that and to change and conform. Instead of having your foot constantly adjust, it adjusts itself where the pressure would be underneath the foot.
Okay.
Right? So that's our soft against the ground story. That's a patented technology that's in all of our shoes from GoLite Footwear. We have 3 brands.
So how is that different from traditional shoes?
Traditional shoes are literally the other way around.
Okay.
Traditional shoes would be soft under your foot, making you think that you felt more comfortable, but in effect your body's constantly adjusting it.
Call me if somebody comes in.
The hard surface would be underneath and next to the sole. In this case, we've turned it over.
Okay, so basically what you're doing is you're giving your foot support and you're letting the midsole mush out the ground and the terrain and the rocks and things of that nature.
Think of the way a cat's paw would work, a mountain lion's paw would work, and how they would articulate underneath that soft paddy part of their body.
Now, how have you incorporated this technology into shoes?
We've incorporated it into shoes by doing just what we talked about here, by creating a softer spot right under the pads of your foot. So wherever the pressure is on your foot, it gets absorbed into the midsole. Instead of having a hard surface underneath that, we have a soft surface so that you actually are allowed to articulate the outsole against and vary. So whether you're standing on a concrete floor, or whether you're standing on a cobblestone floor or gravel or scree from mountaineering, the sole will always be adjusting to the pressure that you put on it, allowing you to have about 30% more stability.
Now, you mentioned you have a shoe for active adventure. What does that type of shoe look like?
The active adventure shoes are our GoLite footwear line, and here's a typical example. This is the Limelight. The Limelight is a lightweight, waterproof leather shoe that has the soft against the ground technology underneath it with an all-terrain sole. And this is a perfect shoe for traveling. Let's say you want to go to Europe and you're going sightseeing and you want to be on your feet all day and you're going to be on different terrain. You might want to hike the Jungfrau one minute and be in a restaurant the next. This is the shoe that you would use, your go-to shoe.
Okay.
And that's the whole
So you
idea
have a whole
behind
collection
Adventure
built upon this.
So we have a whole collection built on that chassis and that concept.
Then you have something more rugged?
Yes, then the next line is the Varios line, and Varios is the off-road performance. Think of a Jeep, off-road Jeep, if you would. That's what we have incorporated into that. Let me show you some of those. Our lead shoe in that is called the Comp XT, and this is the best value for the money. This is basically $100 shoe that would normally cost you $130. That has all of the bells and whistles in it you need. For example,
that looks really technical too.
It has a hard toe for banging up against scree and branches. It has an exoskeleton that's designed to be lightweight but ultra supportive. Lightweight, breathable mesh underneath it, and then at the bottom we have a very aggressive, what we call a gecko outsole, gecko sticky rubber outsole. It has a strong torsional rigidity, resistance, and then it's flexible in the front way you need it. So
looks like you could play golf in that also.
I think it would make a great golf shoe, Cam. You can be the first one to try it.
And what else do you have for your customers?
The newest addition is the Sunapee line. The Sunapee line is what we're calling the ultimate comfort shoe. And if you look at the shoe, it's got a lot of foam underneath your foot for shock absorption. It's got a nice natural stride with an all-terrain outsole, which is kind of like the gecko outsole. And it has the pickups of outdoor. It has a sturdy front rand to provide protection in the toe. It has a heel lift up. It has a driving heel and an arch guard. And inside the shoe is all lined with leather, and it's got a very special footbed that's adjustable to your foot. It's got a beautiful full leather lining, closed-cell foam, the blue line, which will take all 3 of your pressure points, distribute them evenly on the shoe, and then push this down into the bed and allow your foot to absorb all the shock from above and below. And it's a really comfortable shoe. We consider it to be the most comfortable shoe.
And Joe, how much do those retail for?
They're about 129 to 150.
That's pretty reasonable for all the technology you're talking about.
For that much technology it is.
And the active adventure shoes, how much do those retail for?
They're about 120.
Yeah, I mean that's great for considering all the things you can do in those shoes. And I got one final question, because I'm looking at these. I gotta know everything about this shoe.
This shoe is the result of talking to our kayak professionals and the real performers in the kayak business who asked us to build a shoe for them. You wonder, what are these soft spikes doing on this shoe? These soft spikes are actually designed to hold the foot against the side of the boat so that you can get a grip you need without locking your foot down.
Okay.
In addition to that, we have a drain so that the water constantly runs through the shoe. It's a totally amphibious shoe, which means it's impervious to water. It has a hidden lacing system so it doesn't get hooked up, and has a very unique heel lock so that you don't lose your shoe because of suction or mud or anything else, and you can lock your foot down tight, and there you go, you have
the ultimate kayak shoe. Well, this is wonderful. Thanks. I'm really glad I stopped by. This is Cam White, and I'm at the Magic Platform Show in Las Vegas. I'm with Joe Campisi at GoLite Footwear.